Hello everyone, welcome to Tier 1 Round 9 around Portugal here for AEC Season 6. I am London, I'm your host today. Unfortunately, Tom is being a part-timer and has gone to the Liverpool game instead, so he's stuck with me, and I am joined with Tez. How are you, mate?
Hello, Lennon. Yeah, fantastic to be here today. Back on Commons, my second time this season here in AEC Tier 1. Really looking forward to the race today. Obviously, we're off to Portimao in Portugal. The Tier S guys went there last night, and it was a very wet race. Will we see the wet weather today, or is it going to be dry for the Tier 1 lads? But either way, it's going to be a fantastic race. And already, can we leak what's going on in the qualifying right now? Because I'm seeing something on my screen.
We'll keep it under wraps for a little bit
Okay,
while we talk about the standings.
of
So
course. Yeah,
we'll
let's
start
go.
with the team standings. Obviously, TTM are leading the way by 10 points. Obviously, your team, Tez. How are you feeling at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, we was on the back foot for the first part of the season. FG really did take it away for the first start of the season. They were booming, flying ahead. But we've had a few good rounds. More recently, have been a little bit more consistent. So we've been able to sort of claw it back. Now 10 points ahead of FGE. But another team that is starting to close in is the All Elite Racing Team. They're only 22 points behind TTM, the leaders at the moment. So they're right in the mix. We're trying to get that championship as well, and they've had some fantastic results also. So as for me, of course, I'm happy that my team is currently leading the standings, and I hope we can try and secure it by the end of the season. But the competition is looking very fierce, and there's been some excellent racing this season, so there's a lot to play for.
It definitely is, and as we just jump onto driver standings now, you can see Exotic Points is leading the way at the moment, closely followed by DZ, is that how you say it?
Yes, DZ.
Yeah, DZ. So closely followed by DZ. DZ has won 2 of the races so far and got a second place, so he's done quite well at the moment, so he's really catching up to Exotic Points who will want to try and make up some points today to try and extend that lead.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, DZ
Yep.
was meant to be racing today, but he just did not feel like he quite had the pace compared to the likes of Mitzi and KVS. So he's going to be back again in the future 100%, and he'll be trying to claim that championship towards the end of the season. But we'll like to try and vary it up quite a lot within the team, try to focus on the team standings to get the points overall. But in the third place at the moment is FG Welsh Jack, and he's actually oh sorry, I'm getting the wrong driver here. No, Welsh Jack, he's had quite a good few races. He's been more included in FG's lineup towards the end, or well, the second part of this season at least, anyways. But he's been having some very good results. Would you like to carry on there, Lennon?
Yeah, we'll carry on. So obviously you got the likes of Radius, who is he's won a race this season. He's got a third place, and also he got 10 points in the first race at Qatar. I don't know if he is racing today.
He
Doesn't look like it. No,
isn't. No.
no, he isn't. So I mean, it's still pretty much a fairly even ground for this at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot to play for, and we've still got 5 rounds left after this. So a lot of racing to be commencing here in the AEC Tier 1. So anything could happen.
It definitely can. So let's jump over now. We'll get onto the overlay if it wants to show it.
So, are we ready to get started with the onboards?
I'm trying. I don't know if it wants to show it.
Okay, well, I'll give you a little bit of audio, at least for now. We have IRT Kieran in the Haas car, who will be giving it us all on the first lap here in qualifying. As you can see, just like in the Tier S race last night, we are back in the wet conditions, although what differed from last night's race is that the drivers are on intermediates. Last night, we had the drivers on wet throughout the majority of qualifying. So, have these drivers done the practice for the wet, or have they been practicing more thoroughly on the dry? We'll be finding out very soon, as BRT Griffiths is the first man to actually set the time. That is my bad, and he goes for the 25.0 with KVS almost matching the time, narrowly behind in second place, and Likes there in the Alfa Romeo goes to P3. So BRT currently in first and third, but there's only 4 drivers as of right now who've set times.
Yeah, Crispy's just set a 5th place there at the moment, so we are going on my screen. It's showing that it's not there, but I've just pulled up the stream on my phone, and it is all pretty good. So we are very good there. As Crispy has a little spin coming out of the second turn there. As we make our way further down, is there anyone else who is on their way setting a lap yet?
Well, I've just got on board now Will Turner. He is just starting his lap. He's going through sector 1 now. Into turn 3 he goes up the hill. And it's a super hard to get up this hill in the dry, let alone in the wet. There's not much traction. Now he's coming back down the hill into the hairpin. A little bit of a lock up there on the inside. But he's making it round pretty well. He's gone purple on my screen in sector 1. Is that an actual purple sector 1? I'm sure we'll find out very soon. And he's going through sector 2 now, on the limit right now, as B Mid-C from TTM goes provisional pole position with a 24.6 in the Aston Martin car. But still on board now with Will Turner as he's coming through up towards sector 3. Takes a wide line, cutting in very nicely, getting the apex bang on, runs wide, and he's got a Ferrari up ahead of him, coming back up the hill. The elevation changes on this track is phenomenal around here at Portimao. But he is now only got a couple corners left now, keeping the momentum up as much as he can, but very tricky in these wet conditions. Now got one corner left, down the hill he goes. Where can Will Turner put this McLaren for FG provisionally right now on his first run here in qualifying? He crosses the line to go provisional P2 just behind B Mid-C with a 24.9.
Yeah, it's a very good lap there by Mr. Will Turner. It was a brilliant lap there. He's really set a decent lap there, and obviously he's just behind B Mid-C. So it'll be hoping that he can maybe pip him to that pole position, but he has shown there that he has got the pace.
Yeah, for sure. I'm on board with Callum now as he's about to finish his lap. Okay, no, he wasn't on a flyer then. I think he started his flyer now. Let's have a little look who else. There's the likes of Vinny, Exotic, Matt and GSR Delta who are still yet to set times. Exotic Planes, though, is actually on a lap. So let's see how he gets on.
He's invalidated.
Oh, he is invalidated, my bad. Good spot there.
Delta is also invalidated, so no new laps are going to be set here.
Ooh.
As for the drivers who haven't set a lap yet.
Griffiths could potentially be jumping up the grid now as he's coming around the final corner. He's up on his time by 1.5 tenths. It goes up to P2, which is 1/10 off of B Mid-C. So the BRT man puts himself provisional P2 for now.
Yeah, we're seeing some very decent laps now, obviously, in this wet conditions. I don't know how it is going to fare in the actual races. Griffiths has a little bit of a step out on his back wheels there. But this wet condition could really come into effect in the race. We don't know what the conditions are in the race. Do we have any confirmation of that?
Nope, I've got nothing yet. I'm going to have a quick look through the Tier 1 chat, see if anyone's said anything. I don't think they have. No, I've got nothing.
Oakley also wants Tez ASMR.
Oh, no, we ain't doing that. maybe later, maybe later.
He's paid the points.
Oh,
he's paid the points.
Oh, how am I supposed to do this? What am I supposed to do? Just whisper or what? I'll whisper.
Just get right up close to your mic.
Oh man, I can't do this. I'll whisper a hot lap. How about that? I'll make it quite seductive.
We can do, yeah, but can you do me a favour quickly?
Yeah, of course.
Vinny has lagged out.
Yeah.
Leave
it with me. Is B Mid-C improves on his time as well. He goes a 10th up to the 24.5. Let's get Vinny in.
And Delta has just set the fastest lap of the session. He is a 10th faster than B Mid-C, so it's a brilliant lap from him. And could this really throw a spanner into the works of the of B Mid-C and his teammate? As I am going to jump down now to ASR Matt, who is going to set a lap now. His first lap of the session. Where is it going to put him? P17 for 126.
I'm afraid I can't actually invite him because I'm on PC. He doesn't let you do it.
He has got him.
He's got him.
I
Okay,
saw him
cool.
jump in, yeah.
Wicked. Okay,
So he is now in the session.
So, who else can we watch now?
I am on board with Crispy, who is about to set another lap here, but I think it's just, yeah, it's nothing special.
Okay.
I think we're going to be seeing most people come into pits now, to be fair.
Go on board a KVS as he goes purple there in sector 1. currently sits P7. Oh, he just dropped down to P8 now. Someone else has jumped up. I think that was Exotic Plains, I believe. No, it wasn't. It was Partek, I believe. Has just jumped up. But KVS is on his lap right now. He's 3 tenths up Sector 1. Coming through Sector 2 now. Trying to keep on the power. And I think he might have just backed off his lap potentially there. He didn't get a very good exit. Let's see what his Delta's saying, though. As he's coming up towards the end of Sector 2. Oh no, he's gone purple. Maybe that was my bad. Maybe it was my game glitching. And he's 5 tenths up on his time right now. So that's going to put him provisionally, potentially provisional pole here, depending on how his Sector 3 goes. Will he be able to improve enough to be able to jump GSR Delta, who currently holds the provisional pole position time of a 24.457. KVS now coming down the hill, round the final corner. In these wet conditions here at Portugal, up the hill once more to cross the line to go. Provisional P2 narrowly behind GSR Delta. Great time, Cavis, and that puts the TTM boys 2 and 3 for now, with Exotic Plains and Callum for the AERT team, who are sitting P4 and P5. But
it's a very good lap from KVS there. As we see Exotic Plains making his way around now, I believe he is going to be setting a lap now. So I will ride on board with him to see if he can pip Delta to that pole position, because 2 people have tried at the moment and it hasn't happened. So Exotic Plains making his way around Sector 1 here. Is he going to set a purple one? Obviously we're on about purple sectors, but this game is never quite true on them purple sectors, is it?
No, it's not. You can't go off them too much. You know what F1's like. It's always been the same. Speaking of purple, I've seen a purple Sector 1 there potentially from Exotic Plains. So, he is currently sitting P4 right now with a 0.6. Is he going to be able to improve further for the AERT team, who have been looking very fierce, especially in the more recent times here at AEC Tier 1. They've really turned on the Jets, and they're going to be trying to challenge for that top spot without a doubt, and they've been very consistent. So let's see that consistency streak they've been having can continue today here in Portimao, as he's 2 tenths up on his time right now. So that will put him potentially in contention here for provisional pole position, as the game does show the purple is X2 there as well. So he's definitely on a good lap here. Let's see what Exotic Plains can do now as he comes towards the end of his lap. Back down the hill, around the final corner. Where is this going to put? Oh, as he backs out. I'm very surprised he backed out of that. He was definitely going to improve. Potentially, he might be wanting to jump in for some new rubber now. As we're coming towards the end of qualifying, you might just want to have one more chance at getting some fresh rubbers on and having another go.
Yeah, I've just seen Griffiths to set a purple Sector 2. Obviously, like we say, the game can lie to you, but he is making his way around the final couple of corners now. Is he going to set a lap that is going to challenge Delta's pole position? We will have to see here as he makes his way around the final turn now, getting right near the curve there. Is he going to pip Delta to pole position here? He makes his way to the line. Is it going to be good enough? It is going to be good enough. He goes 5 thousandths quicker, and he is now on pole position.
Excellent lap there by Toby. He's done fantastic. Will he be able to hold on to that provisional pole position? I'm sure he's going to really want to. A great driver, and yeah, see if anyone else can try and improve on that 4th lap. So
yeah, I'm on board with Callum at the moment, as he is now starting his lap in P6 at the moment. Exotic Plains just in front of him, his teammate, as he does have a little moment there on the back tyres, so that could affect his lap here. Is he going to have enough time for another lap though? We can't see at the moment due to the yellow flags, but based on how long was left, I don't know if he's going to have enough time to get round again for another lap.
Right, so we've got quite a few drivers coming out of the pits now on their out laps, going to be giving it one last go here. And so we've only got a few minutes remaining of the session. Who should we go on board with? That is the question.
I mean, I don't think Callum's going to improve on his time though, because he's had a couple of moments, so...
Okay, I'm on board with Crispy. I'm seeing how he's getting on right now. He's in his Sector 2. Let's see how high up on his Delta he is, if he's improving or not. Let's have a little look as he is
Purple
up.
Sector 2.
Yes, he's done very well there. He's 3.5 tenths up on his time. See how he can get on for the final sector here, if he can pull it together, as that would be a nice improvement there for Crispy. Alright, coming around the penultimate corner now. He's got a little bit of traffic up ahead of him. Hopefully that won't get in the way of him too much. Down the inside, and it does! And there's a massive accident! Goes straight into the back. Oh, I don't know who that was. It looks like an Alpha Tauri who was on the racing line. Did not get out of the way, and that is so unfortunate for Crispy. There's definitely going to be some words that will be exchanged, I'm sure, and the stewards will definitely be having a look at that. But what a shame there. And that was Elite Synth, I believe, who he hit. And they've just retired from the session as well. Oh my gosh, not what you want to be seeing here in qualifying. What a shame.
Yeah, it's a shame for Crispy there. He looked like he was improving quite a lot. And Elite, he's just sat on the racing line there. I really don't know what he's doing there. Not even on a lap. And he's now retired on track as well. So I really don't know what he was thinking there. As Kieran goes P2 at the moment.
Wow, Kieran there. Good time there from Kieran. For someone that's not really meant to be doing no assists. He's yeah, good time from him. Obviously, it's not a no assist. I'm in the wrong. Right, bad Teds, my bad. I lost it. Too many reasons, man. I can't keep up. But no.
Right, who is on a lap now? I am on board with Axel, who is currently at the back of the pack. Is he going to improve on his time and get himself up that order? He is. He puts himself P6. That is a brilliant lap from Axel there. Unfortunately, his teammate has put a damper on this qualifying session, but Axel really helping his team out there.
B-Mitzi just started his lap there, and he got a little bit. Well, there's a driver just ahead of him that was on the racing line. I think it just caught him off guard a little bit, and it did end up making him invalidate. So, unfortunate for him, as he was once upon a time provisional pole here. But there's been so many different changes since then. Let's see. I've got 1.5 minutes left of qualifying as Exotic Plains, the championship leader. Goes on 23 flat, 5/10 clear of P2 with Partik. Now let's go on board with someone else as Cavis is now on a lap. Currently sits in P7. He has gone very quick there in Sector 1. 3.5 tenths up already in Sector 1 alone. Can Cavis be able to get his first pole position here at AEC Tier 1? Or will someone else have something to say about that? But it's going to be tough with Exotic Plains, who currently sets at 23 flat. Outstanding time there from the AERT driver. Is it going to be enough to keep him up at the top? There's some traffic though. There's a McLaren and a Williams there just getting out the way in the nip of time as Cavis is now coming through Sector 2. And there's so many cars that are sat and they're getting out the way, swiping left, right. And it's an absolute traffic jam around here. But Cavis is weaving through the cars very well. But he's got an Alpine and that was a bit of an impeding. There, I think I may have caught him off guard a little bit. He may have lost a little bit of time. Almost invalidates there. Coming around the final corner now, though. Cavis, can he make it? Pole position. He's had a tough lap, but will it be enough to cross the line now? Go pole position with a 22.7.
Oh my!
Fantastic lap there from Cavis.
What a brilliant lap from Cavis there. He goes three tenths faster than Exotic Plains. We thought Exotic Plains had that pole position in the bag, but Cavis has come up trumps here and has gone pole position. But Plains is making his way to line now. Is it going to be another improvement? It isn't. And I believe that could be our pole sitter. As Nice Tati is making his way around. DRS is enabled, so that is not going to come into play now anyway.
Well, I think also, well, it might do, as I'm watching Will Turner now. He's actually on a lap, and he's 8 tenths up. But the problem is when DRS is enabled, it technically means that there's going to be the slick period now. It's going to be that transition. So will these intermediates have enough in them to make it around the track? They're going to be going very, very hot now. So it's not going to be easy. As you can see, he's missed the apex a little bit there. Is it overheating going to take full effect? And you can already see a dry line is being made by the second, as B-Mitzi takes the pole position off Cavis as a 21.7, a whole second quicker. So what will Will Turner be able to do here? He's 2.3 seconds up on his time. He is absolutely flying. This has come nip and tuck to the very end. But is this too late to set a lap, as it's almost completely dry here in Portimao? We've had huge changes here at the edge of qualifying. But I think it's going to be Will Turner or no one. But it's so close to the end now. You can see there is no water on the track. Will Turner goes pole position with a 21.6. Delta goes P2. What a huge change of events here right at the end of this. And Exotic Plains goes even faster. What are we seeing here? Absolutely incredible scenes here at the end of this race, qualifying. Oh my gosh, wow. That was,
What
wow.
an end to qualify.
Oh my gosh,
What an
that
end.
came out of nowhere. I mean, I saw it drying so much, I did not think it being that dry that the intermediates would be able to perform that well, but I was mistaken. A fantastic time in there by those drivers to leave it to the very last second to get those times in, because every time they crossed the line, it got quicker and quicker. What a qualifying there, Lennon.
Yeah, that was absolutely brilliant there. Exotic Plains leads the way. That last minute, we must see at least 6 different pole sitters. But Exotic Plains trumps them all right at the end there and takes pole position for the race.
It was only a few seconds before where he said Gavin's put that incredible time in. He was a second clear, and now he's down to P12. So that timing at the very end was so key for these drivers, and some of them nailed it, but it was so close. Excellent qualifying.
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. Hopefully that is foreshadowing for how this race is going to go, because this could be a very interesting race after the end of that qualifying, and I hope it will be. So we make our way into the results for that qualifying session. Exotic Plains leading the way, followed by Will Turner and Delta in the McLarens. B Midzi, followed by Griffiths, Partick, Lixie, YS Brand, Kieran, Bowman. I don't know how to say it, Bowman or whatever. I think it's Bowman, yeah. Vinny in P11, KVS 12, Axel 13, Nail 14, Matt 15, Nico 16, Nice Tatty 17, Callum 18, Crispy 19, and Elite Synth at the back of the grid.
Wow. Speechless. I'm out of breath, to be honest. I didn't shout that much in a while. Well, it's great to be back on comms, and what qualifying.
Yeah, I really do hope this is going to be a foreshadowing for the race. But we are going to have a couple of minutes now to recuperate and get ready for this race. It is a very dry race by the looks of it. The beautiful Portugal sun is out.
Oh, we love it. We love it.
So we will see you in a couple of minutes for the start of the race.
Don't go anywhere. Let's do this. Are we muted?
I'll have a check. Let me get on the stream. No, we're not.
Okay.
So I'll go on this screen here while we're waiting, because you don't want to see just the pit lane, do you? So.
No, fair enough.
Right. So while we are waiting, Tez, who is going to be the race winner?
Oh man, well, after such an electric qualifying, I'm really interested to see how this pans out. I mean, of course I'll back my boys 100%, but the way the races are going at the moment, there's a lot of drivers that are in contention. Obviously, you can't forget the current leader of the championship in the driver standings, which is Exotic Plains. Fantastic qualifying from him there as well, and he's been proven to be a very strong driver. So obviously he's going to be one of the drivers. Of course, like I said, I'll back my guys, but you got Will Turner as well, who's straight up there. He's been doing some excellent racing. So yeah, I mean, I think it's quite open. I can't really pinpoint a single driver, but who do you think there, Lennon?
I'm in the same boat as you. I have no clue who is going to win this. After the end of that qualifying, you really can't pinpoint someone, can you? Because they all did brilliant laps right at the end there. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how this race is going to go. But we are going to be readying up right now as we go to 5 red lights. Exotic Plains on pole. How is he going to fare going down into turn 1? It's lights out and away we go. Exotic Plains gets away well. He's got Will Turner behind him. And Delta has got away very quickly as well. Is he going to get past his teammate as we go into turn 1 here? And there is no changes up near the front here as Exotic Plains is starting to run away with it. There's a big dive there from Griffiths trying to make his way through. But as things stand, Exotic Plains, Will Turner and Delta are leading the way 1, 2 and 3. Delta gets past his teammate there and looks like a fairly clean start.
Yeah, I mean, I've been watching towards the back of the field, and it's been a very good start. No one's actually spun out. There's been no serious contact or anything. And I'll just see 3 wide there from Nico Noel and YS Brand, they go 3 wide around the hairpin, making it look very nice as well, keeping it very fair. Exactly what we like to see here in AEC Tier 1. And we also have some side-by-side racing now between Partick and Likes. Side-by-side, and Likes just gets the better of him as he makes a move on Partick. But Kieran, right to the back of Partick now, sends it down the inside. And he makes the move on Partick, but can Partick hang around to take the inside line now, coming around the right-hander. It looks like they're still side by side, but Partick gets a little bit of oversteer. Then he's crashed, he's gone out. I think that might have been a little bit self-inflicted. I didn't quite catch that enough, but such a shame to see my favourite Hungarian drop back like that. Both AMS drivers are P19 and 20. That has not gone well for the Alien Motorsport team one bit.
Yeah, it's not the best of starts for Partick there, as he makes his way all the way down to the back of the grid now. It's not ideal, but we look at the position changes now. Partick and his teammate there, both the biggest losers so far, down 14 and 11 positions respectively. But Callum making up 7 positions on that start at the moment, so he's really making his way up the field.
So let's have a little look at the tyres. We didn't quite catch that as everything happened so quick. As GSR Delta has left the session, that is not ideal. So we're seeing a little bit of variation. No one has opted to the soft compounds, only hard and medium for the first stint for these drivers. BRT Griffiths makes a move out on Delta as well, and he's up to P2. He's had a very good start there. But the current leader of this race, Exotic Plains, has opted for the hards, where the majority of the field have opted to the mediums. Delta does need to get back in, though, as he is about to get overtaken by his teammate as well. It is not what the FG guys want, especially being P2 in the championship, being so close to try and take the championship away from TTM. Griffiths there goes with the fastest lap. I'm hoping that we can get Delta back in as Mitzi now makes a move past the FG man who's still ghosted. Really hope he can get back in. Crispy a little further back there, making a move there on now. Goy? I'm going to call him Noel. I'm going to call him Noel just so I don't get any pronunciations wrong. I hope that's right. Do I apologise otherwise. But, there's been a change for the lead as well as BRT Griffiths makes a move before the hairpin to get past the current driver standings leading the championship, Exotic Plains, and Griffiths is a new leader of this race.
Yeah, Griffiths has done well there to get up there, and at the moment, Matt has had a moment there. I think he's fallen down towards the back of the grid. I don't know what's happened with Matt there, but we have got a new leader of the race, but I don't think Exotic Plains is going to let Griffiths be in that first position for long without providing a bit of a fight to him.
Yeah, for sure. They're on different strategies here. So, I mean, if Exotic Plains, I would have thought probably going for the hard soft. But the hards are super hard. Excuse the pun. To get to grips around here at Portugal, they're not really the optimal tyres. So to see a few drivers on the hards, quite surprising. But we'll see. We'll see how they go.
Yeah, as Will Turner is really closing into Exotic Plains now. Is he going to get past him? Maybe these hard tyres weren't the right choice for him, but it could come into play for Exotic Plains. Will Turner really looking to try and get past him there, and nearly contact between the two drivers there. A bit of contact there between the two of them. I really think Exotic Plains is struggling on these hard tyres.
Yeah, he definitely will be. It's very hard to find traction around here. So, but there's still a long race to go yet. Let's see how he gets on.
Yeah, as B Midzi is really making his way towards Will Turner now, because Will is being held up a fair bit by Exotic Plains now. And Midzi is really going to try and jump on to Will Turner here and get past him. It's going to be very interesting to see how this goes.
Yeah, for sure. We see Nico now, F1 Nico P12 trying to battle with Turbo Man just ahead. He got alongside him just there, but Turbo Man managing to outbrake him and staying ahead into P11 for now.
Yeah, Nico really trying to get past Turbo Man here. It is going to be very interesting to see how these battles towards the back of the grid are going to go as well, because there's a couple of them hard runners there, but they seem to be struggling on these hard tyres, so might not have been the right strategy, but it could come into play very well for them later on in this race.
It'd be nice to know what we're expecting this race. Are we expecting any rain? I literally have no idea. That might give us a few answers with what the drivers possibly could be thinking. So in chat, please let us know if you have any idea if there's going to be rain. It'd be great to know. As Likes there makes a move up to P6 past IRT Kieran.
Yeah, so Kieran's going to try and get on the back of Likes here, but Likes on them hard tyres, maybe it's just working a bit better for Likes and a few of the other hard runners, but as we say, that exotic points is starting to close in on Griffiths now.
Callum, they're losing almost 2 positions there, but he's still trying to hang on down the inside now. Nico's Turbo Man got past him just a short while ago, but it looks like Nico's going to be able to get a little bit better traction on the exit there, but they're still side by side, but it looks like Nico just nips ahead of him. Very nice move there from Nico, and fair race between the both.
Yeah, it's a very good move from Nico there. So what we're seeing here is Delta is losing a few positions to Midzi here, and there's a bit of contact between the two of them, but it's just a battle between Midzi and Delta, because Delta is really trying to make up these positions again after he did lag out, and he is back in the race now and is really trying to take the fight to Midzi now to get back in front of him.
Let's have a little look what else. Down back, Crispy and Cavis are pretty close now as Crispy is enabling that ERS down the hill here. Taking a very tight line compared to like Cavis. ERS on, DRS enabled. Is it going to be enough though? Is it all the DRS train? It's not going to be easy to make a move. I don't think he'll be making a move yet. Into turn 1 they go, right on the back. Nose to tail here. A little further up ahead. Looks like, who's the leader of this train? It's Kieran. Kieran's leading a big train here in P6. And but the likes of, well, the top 5 are completely clear. We're only 6 laps into this race.
Yeah, and obviously in all that commotion, Will Turner does make his way into P2. So he is real. Exotic Plains, I really do think, is struggling on these harder tyres.
Vinny Jr. there dropping back a little bit. I'm not too sure what happened to him as he's now got side by side with Nico. And I'm not too sure what happened to him there. He was well off the racing line, so I'm not sure if he maybe got a bit of oversteer out of the hairpin. But he's still battling super hard with Nico. But Nico just nips ahead of him and holds that position for now. But yeah, I'm not too sure what happened there to Vinny Jr. But down the inside again, Callum is making a move on Vinny. It seems like Vinny's a little bit out of sync with it at the moment. He really needs to get back in the rhythm to get back with it. But yeah, he's ahead of Callum now, and he'll be looking to keep pushing forwards.
Yeah, Vinny's really trying to make up for the mistake that he's made there, as Carlos is really trying to make his way down the inside of Callum here, down the main straight. Is he going to get enough power to get past him? I don't think he is.
He makes his way up to P3 past Exotic Plains, and he's in the top 3 now. And there's been a lot of changing up near the front. It's very interesting to see what happens here. And Exotic Plains might lose out again now as GSR Delta is back from his disconnect, and he is back making up position. Down the inside of the hairpin, he goes up into P4 for the FG man. Great move.
Yeah, it's a brilliant move there from Delta. He's really making up from that disconnect that he had, and he's really going to try and get his P3 back from mid to here.
I tell you what, I touch wood, Lennon, but this has been some very, very good racing. We've seen some excellent racing, clean racing, exactly what we like to see. We don't always see it in this tier, so hopefully we continue to see this for the rest of the race, because it's been fantastic so far.
Yeah, it has been, as Nico is starting to close in on Turbo Man now, as they're getting a little bit closer. Can Turbo Man keep his P9 over Nico? Because Nico is really starting to fly. As we have a little look, how many positions has Nico made up? He's made up 6 positions.
Yeah, he's flying. Oh, so here we go. Almost went side by side there by Turbo and the AlphaTauri Axel Ritz. And now Turbo Man is second on his Turbo, but he's not got a lot left with his ERS down to 6%. And that has actually allowed Nico to hang around the outside of turn 1, but he runs wide. And but he has to slot in behind the Alpine, but down the inside he goes on Turbo Man. But Turbo Man's going to try and hang it up the inside, up the hill. Really hard to do with a lack of traction. Still side by side as Nico nips ahead of of Turbo Man. And but Turbo Man's now got Callum up for wait, his teammate, sorry. He's ghosting. Vinny Jr. is ghosting. As Callum makes a move on both of the Alpine drivers there. Oh my gosh! No! And the 2 Alpine drivers collide! And that's allowed Cavis pass, that's allowed the Mercedes of Crispy pass, that's allowed the Ferrari of Noah pass! Oh, what a disaster car by the 2 teammates! This is not what you want to be seeing! And I'm sure the manager is absolutely screwing right now. That's the last thing you want to see with your 2 drivers out on track.
Yeah, it's not great. I feel like Vinny's just got a bit too greedy there, and Callum's gone flying down the inside of him, and he's moved out of the way because he saw Callum was flying, and he's gone into his teammate there, and Turbo Man has really lost out here.
There he's dropping back. He was making some great moves as well earlier on in the race, but there's still plenty of laps left. So will he be able to work his way back up the field? But he's going to really struggle now. He's only on 6% ERS. He's really got to try and harvest it, which isn't easy around here.
No, it's not. As we jump up back to the top, it's getting a bit close between these four at the top. It's getting very close. It's going to be very interesting to see who gets this win, because these four are really pulling away now. Exotic Plains is trying to catch them, but these four they're around just over half a second in front. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens here.
Well, as it stands right now, FG will be taking, if I'm mathematically correct, taking the championship lead off of TTM at this stage of the race. But we are not even a third into the race yet, so anything could be happening. But so far, so good for the FGE guys.
Yeah, I mean, like we say with the race-wise, I believe the only incident we have is between Vinny and Turbo Man. So other than that, it has been very clean and great racing. Actually, we did have that one with Partic at the start as well, didn't we?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I was self-inflicted. I'm not going to speak too much on that one. I didn't quite catch it well enough, but yeah, I'm sure we'll be getting a look at that after the race.
Yeah, as these front four again, Exotic Plains, he want to be using his DRS to try and catch up with the front four, but these four are really battling out now, very close between a lot of them, and they're not leaving any space for each other, are they? They're really trying to get these moves done.
Yeah, they are, and they're all going to be thinking that they're quicker than one another. They want to try and get ahead. However, I think they're playing a long run here, and I think it's quite smart for these guys. They're going to be battling too much, going to be allow the likes of the train behind them to try and catch up. So if they can work together for now, they sure will be able to pull away and leave the hard battling maybe to the very end.
Yeah, and by the looks of it, Exotic Plains is really pulling away from likes now. So could this turn into a front five battling out for the win? I really do think it's going to be sooner rather than later before it does become the front five just battling out between each other.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's going to be happening now. Exotic Plains is right on the back of the McLaren of GSR Delta. So, yeah, it's on.
It is on as we come down to the main straight now. DRS is going to be open for all five apart, four behind Griffiths. DRS is going to be open. Is Griffiths a sitting duck here? I don't think he is, as Will is a bit too far behind him. But Will is using this DRS to good use to try and catch Griffiths here. But the likes of Midzi, Delta and Exotic Plains are being patient, just waiting for Will to make a mistake so they can all pounce on it.
I mean, we spoke obviously about tyre compounds earlier on. It was Exotic Plains who opted to go for a different tyre compound compared to the top four. And he obviously put it on pole position, but he did drop back, being on them hard tyres. So, but now they're coming into play as we're on lap 11. Maybe we'll be seeing that transition period switch the hard optimal tyre at this stage. So, hey, Exotic Plains, don't rule him out. He's right in there.
Yeah, he's really definitely got these tyres into the groove now. And I do think potentially this hard compound could really come into play in the next couple of laps, being the fastest tyre. But at the moment, I do believe the mediums are still the front runners.
Oh, for sure. But it won't be long, I don't think, till we see that transition period. So let's wait and see. It could get very exciting here with these engineers trying to get the perfect strategy that could make or break the race for them, 100%.
Yeah, as we jump down a little further down the standings, KVS is really catching up Callum here. This seems to be our closest battle at the moment. Down this main straight, is there going to be a move happening between KVS and Callum? As Nico gets past Axel, we stay on board with KVS and Callum. Is KVS going to get close enough? I don't think he is. As Turbo Man gets past Brand in P15 there to take the P14 off him. As we're getting a bit of contact there between Callum and Axel. Axel seems to have fallen down a bit since Nico has overtaken him. But KVS is watching this battle between Axel and Callum, thinking maybe he could have an opportunity to go down the inside of the two of them. But it's getting very close between Callum and Axel here. Very close. No contact as of yet, but we could be getting something soon. But they are leaving enough room for each other in this battle. It's a brilliant dive down the inside from Callum, and he loses it a little bit there. And KVS is watching. Is KVS going to get past Callum now after that little moment?
Sends it down the
Sends
inside.
it down the inside. Is he
Oh,
going to
but
make it past it? He's not.
didn't get enough traction though, and Callum still be able to hang on to that P10. So yes, it's all very close here. The midfield here in the race, lots going on.
There is, yeah, and Vinny and Crispy were really catching KVSM. When he went down the inside, he tried it, and Crispy and Vinny really pounced on it to try and make their move happen. But nothing happened there as we get back on board with KVS. Is he going to make a smooth stick on Callum down the main straight? It was sooner rather than later that was going to happen, and it has happened now. Is Callum going to let him have it though? I really don't think he is. As we get down to the next corner, he goes down the inside. There's a bit of contact there, and KVS has lost a bit to Callum there, but KVS has got past Callum now. Callum with DRS open, is he going to be able to, they've both got DRS open, is he going to be able to get past? I don't think he is.
Crispy comes into play as well.
Crispy's down the inside
sent it on the inside now, and Callum is now side by side with the Mercedes driver, and oh my gosh, Crispy out of nowhere, biding his time well, capitalising on battles ahead, and he works his way up into P11. Great move there from Crispy.
It is, yeah, he just came out of nowhere, didn't he? We were watching this battle between Callum and KVS, and all of a sudden Crispy comes out of nowhere and just sends it down the inside and gets past it. It's a brilliant move from him.
We have an AlphaTauri there who's oh, they're retired on track, but it's retired him on. Well, I think he retired in the pits to be fair, but I think it's brought him out. But that was Sim, the one that got in the way on the racing line in qualifying, and had a big incident. So it's not been his day today one bit.
No, it hasn't. It's unfortunate for him, but obviously there was that incident in qualifying for him that could have come into play with his race. He thought, you know what, something's probably going to happen after this race, and it's inevitable really that that's going to happen after the race, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. As Crispy makes a great move there on Axel, as Axel gets a penalty from exceeding track limits, and he's actually got Callum here as well. As now Callum is side by side with him coming up the hill here. Who's going to have the better traction on the exit? And it looks like Callum on them hards has just been able to nip ahead of Axel. Works his way back up to P11. Callum has been up and down like an absolute yo-yo this race. He's been all over it, right involved with all the battles.
He has, yeah, he has. Callum's done well so far. He's had some brilliant moves, but he's had some not so great moves made on him defensively. But he's done well. He has done well. We have had a very good race here. I will say that.
Yeah, for sure. But the top four still stay the same, or top five even, I should say. My bad. I still say the same. But as Austin Plains, he's had the same sort of gap, same sort of buffer between him and P4. He's not really been able to stick to the back. So maybe these hards aren't quite optimal at this stage still, and he's just trying his best to just stay within the DRS for now, but he's dropping back further and further, and he's actually 9 tenths behind, but he's still within that DRS, which is crucial. And if he drops out of that DRS, he could be sitting a little bit of a sitting duck.
Yeah, but like we say with these hard tyres, this train seems to have just been pulling exotic planes through and building that gap between him and Likes and Kieran as well.
Yeah, for sure. But we're on board with Kieran, and is he going to be trying to make a move back as he just lost his position from Likes? Is he going to be close enough? I don't think he's going to be close enough this time round into the hairpin. But he's got Nico right on his. He's had a fantastic race so far, up 8 positions, almost the highest position gainer. But it's actually his teammate who is up 9 positions. So the Mercedes team had a fantastic start to this race after maybe not such a great qualifier for him.
Yeah, it wasn't the best qualifying for them, but we have seen our first pit stop of the race with Axel coming on to them hard tyres now. It could be the changeover now, so we could see some big moves happening.
Strategy is going to be key, and they're going to be on some nice tyres now. They're going to be very quick, but will they be able to last till the end?
At the point we're at now, I do think these hard tyres will be enough to stay till the end now.
Oh, he's jumped in the hards. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, Axel's jumped. Axel's gone from medium to hard.
Right, I got you.
So I'm guessing it'll be the next couple of laps before the rest of the medium runners come in.
Yeah, he may have pulled the trigger there, and it might trigger a lot of other drivers to be pitting, as we do. We see Cavis, TTM driver, maybe not having the best race he's ever had here at AEC. Maybe wants to try the undercut, try and jump a few drivers up the order.
I mean, you say that, but the 2 drivers who have just pit then are on the hard tyres and are coming onto the mediums.
Well, it's going to be interesting there with strategy. A lot of different strategies going on. Not what we're used to seeing. We're normally seeing the same sort of 2 compounds, but I think we're going to be seeing all 3 compounds used here in this race potentially. So, see how it goes.
Yeah, I do think we'll see a fair few of the hard runners try and take it to a point where they can move on to them soft tyres and just blitz it.
So the closest battle on track now is like Partic and Matt and Delta on the back of Midseed. Delta's been on the back of Midseed for quite a little while now, but he's been super close. He's biding his time well. He's actually got 98% ERS, and Will Turner has got 92% ERS. FG boys are doing fantastic harvesting here. They are really playing the long game here. But is Will Turner finally going to be making the move? And it looks like he's coming down the straight now, up towards BRT Griffiths. Down the inside. No, he doesn't. He backs off. He is really playing this long game. He is wanting to build up his ERS to the max. He's really not going for it. As long as it plays on them hard, jumps in for the medium compounds. What have FG got up their sleeve here? Really interesting.
It is, but we see the first of the 5 front runners make their move into the pits, and it is Exotic Planes moving on to their medium tyres from the hards. Who is going to be next from the top? Well, it's the top 4 now. Who is going to be next from them to pull the trigger? Is Griffiths going to make his move in to try and pull everyone else in with him, or is it going to be one of the rest of them?
Or could he do the classic dummy? Maybe get a few people off guard and send them into the pits. Oh, I'd love to see something like that. That'd be quite interesting.
I'm going to stay on board with Will now to see if this does happen as we come in through Sector 3 now. It's getting very close now, but Delta is getting very much closer to Midseed now. So, this could be very interesting now, coming up to the main straight. What is going to happen between these front runners? As we're on board with Will now, what is Griffiths going to do? Is he going to make his way into the pits now, or is he going to stay out? I believe all of them are staying out. All 4 do stay out.
Here we go, Turner. Is he going to let off again? He does. He is not interested in leading the race. He's more than happy to sit in P2 for now, as Likes jumps in the pits off them hard tyres. I'm sure he'll be jumping on the medium for Crispy. No way! Crispy gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lanes, and so does AMS Wisebrand. He gets one as well. That's textbook. You can't be doing that. They'll be absolutely gutted at that one.
Yeah, there will be, and Will is really starting to close in on Griffiths now. Is he ever going to make the move to go into P1 here? Or is it just the fact that he wants to be as close as he can to Griffiths without making that move happen to keep that DRS to pull himself away?
I think what the FG boys have got in mind, they really want to save up their ERS, so if anyone to try and undercut them, they can just absolutely empty the tank. And oh my gosh, as we're speaking of FG, Will Turner makes a mistake, and B Midseed makes a move, but they're side by side, but Will Turner's going to have the inside, coming to the left-hander. B Midseed isn't going to be able to do anything here, he gets punched a little bit wide, but his teammate GSR Delta is now right in the mix of it as well, and he makes a move on Midseed, and Midseed's still down the inside, but it's not enough, and GSR Delta moves up to P3, so the mistake from the FG driver of Will Turner has actually helped his teammate move up to P3, would you believe it?
That is absolutely insane. Midseed comes into the pits and says, I do have a question for you. Would you ever think of a career in race commentary, the horse racing? Because you did very much sound like that then.
I can't do it. Oh my gosh, Nico, what happened there? Nico tried to make a move into the pits on Kieran, but he's actually got a 5-second penalty from it. I can't do that for a career because I can't do it for more than a day because I have no voice the next day, so I wouldn't make a very good horse commentator.
And you are right with all 3 compounds being used, as we see 3 drivers make their way onto the soft tyres now as they came in. Midseed, Kieran and Turbo Man are all on them soft tyres now, so this is going to be very interesting.
The race is well and truly on. I'm so excited to see how these different strategies come into play. You don't see this very often, so the engineers are going to be on their toes right now as Axel gets a 5-second penalty for corner cutting. Where's he gone? Oh, he's in the gravel. Oh dear, he's out for he's on the beach. Look, he's right in the mix of it. Wow, that's not ideal. That's not where we want to be, Axel.
Who is going to be next from this front 3 to make their way into the pit lane?
Oh,
I can't see Will and Delta coming in at the exact same time.
No, but Delta looks like he's in. So Will is going to be, Delta's going to be staying out now. And look, he is emptying that ERS just like I predicted. Is he going to be pushing it any more because he really wants to save himself from getting an undercut? Obviously, B Midzi took his pit stop at least 2 laps before Delta's going to be taking his. So he's really got to be trying to push now to try and avoid any more of an undercut from the likes of B Mitzi and other drivers behind. But Exotic Plains now up to P4. He's on the medium tyres. He pitted 3 laps ago. So where is he going to be coming out in comparison to a lot of these other drivers as Will Turner and BRT Griffiths come out of the pits? But B Mitzi splits them. B Mitzi down the inside of BRT Griffiths, and he makes the move stick. Griffiths cannot do anything about it right now, but he's going to get a nice run up the hill. DRS enabled. ERS enabled. It's going to be another move, I'm sure, for BRT Griffiths as he looks on the outside of the hairpin, side by side. But B Mitzi has the inside there. Crispy picks up a 3-second penalty in the meantime, but it is still B Mitzi who holds the position of BRT Griffiths. That undercut coming in clutch for TTM.
What a race we are having here. The pit stops are really providing some drama here, but we are going to probably see Delta come into the pits now. Is he going to copy his teammate by going on them soft tyres, or is he going to try a different strategy? But we are seeing a lot of soft runners now on this track as Delta does make his way into the pits. Is Exotic Plains going to be able to overtake him while he's in there? It probably is more than likely.
I tell you what, I mean, I don't want it to come across biased or anything at all. It's really not. But on a non-biased perspective, Cavis has made a huge undercut. He's on them 4-lap old mediums. His undercut has come in clutch. Will those mediums be the optimal tyre at this stage of the race? These soft runners have a lot of laps, more than 10, plus over 10 laps to do on these softs. And BRT Griffiths makes a move on B Mitzi. These guys have got a lot of laps on these softs. Are they going to die off by the end of the race? And will those mediums be the better tyre in the final stages of this race?
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting now as Delta comes back out in P5. What are we going to see from the rest of this race? Because it just blew wide open.
Oh man, my voice is going. Don't know if I could do this for another 12, 13 laps. This is fantastic though, I cannot complain. As Callum now in the back of Kieran. Kieran's got a flashy red light, so that does indicate he's very low on the RS. But Callum isn't in a much better position himself, as he is on very similar to Kieran. Be interested to see what's happening here. They're both on different strategies as well. Obviously Kieran on 2-lap old mediums, Callum on them 4-lap old... Sorry, Kieran on 2-lap old softs and Callum on the 4-lap old medium. So I think it's going to be a nice battle between these two for the rest of the race.
Yeah, it is. Everything's just blown wide open now. It's got very much closer between the rest of the drivers now. But Exotic Plains is leaning away on the medium tyres. But I do think Griffiths, once he gets them soft tyres into play, as he just set the fastest lap of the race, I do think Griffiths is going to slowly start catching Exotic Plains.
I tell you what, it's not been CRE's day though, as they have both drivers who are out of this race, both retiring on their own accord. So definitely going to be one to forget for the CRE team.
Yep, Callum makes that overtake on Kieran there. So these medium tyres are the ones to be going for at the moment, but these soft tyres are going to come into play sooner rather than later. We see a few penalties on the grid at the moment.
We certainly do. Right, 1-10 between B Mitzi and Will Turner. There's a tenth or two separating them right now. B Mitzi is nearly out of DRS for BRT Griffiths, but I tell you who has broken the DRS. That's Exotic Plains, the current championship leader in the driver standards, has made it 1.1 seconds. Is BRT Griffiths going to be pushing right now to try and get with Exotic Plains within that 1 second, so he is not left a sitting duck by B Mitzi, because B Mitzi's under pressure from Will Turner, but it's really going to be BRT Griffith who's going to be more under pressure from B Mitzi, not having that DRS.
Yeah, it's going to get very interesting now as we see everyone starting to catch now. It's going to be very, very interesting. Griffiths back in the DRS. Delta sets the fastest lap of the race so far. So, Griffiths back in DRS. Is Exotic Plains just a sitting duck here?
Wow, this is crazy. I can't keep up. There's so much going on. It's been a fantastic race here at Portimao for the AEC Tier 1 guys. And Turbo Man and Partick swap moves, but it's still side by side now coming down the straight to start their lap number 23. But oh my gosh, where did that Mercedes come from? Crispy makes a move on both of them.
One thing I will say, Partick hasn't pit yet.
Oh, he's got an interesting strategy going on. I'm sure
he's still on them hard tyres, but is he thinking more take these hard tyres as far as I can, and then move on to them softs and try and make up as many positions as possible.
Yeah, I mean, it was put on the back foot early doors anyway. He's obviously having that spin earlier on, so he's got nothing to lose. On the optimal tyre at the very end of the race, he could be making up a few positions.
Yeah, as you see Crispy and Turbo Man really battling now between these two. Is there going to be any contact? No, there isn't, as Turbo Man just blitzes past Crispy there.
Right, well, all eyes are on BRT Griffiths now, as he's really close to the level now to the potential lead of this race. Down the inside, he goes down the final corner, side by side now with Exotic Plains, and if the DRS is going to be enabled, this is going to be a pretty swift move from the BRT man, as he goes up the inside on them soft compounds to lead lap 24 here in Portugal.
Yep, Exotic Plains is now off that first place position. He's still on the podium. But Will Turner will probably have something. Will Turner and Midzi will have something to say about that.
But Mitzi now under pressure from GSR Delta as Delta makes a move on B Mitzi, but is B Mitzi going to be able to home around the outside? I don't think he's going to be able to, and he is now dropped back in to P5 from GSR Delta, but his teammate has made contact with Exotic Plains, and he goes wide, he runs off the front wide, and the FGE driver of GSR Delta and Mitzi both make the move, side by side now, he's 3 wide coming down the hill, but B Mitzi holds him right now. Exotic Plains has had an absolute nightmare. He was only leading the race 1 lap ago, and now he's dropped down to P5, side by side now for Will Turner and B Mitzi as they're coming up the hill. B Mitzi now sucks him just behind the FGA driver. Exotic Plains is going to be furious with that one.
He is, but if you did see what happened there, I believe it was him and Will that were battling, and he did push Will off track there. So it is going to be very interesting to see how this race fares out for Exotic Plains now. Was he just trying to delay the inevitable there, because all 3 of them drivers are now past him? I do think it was just a job of delaying the inevitable, because these soft tyres are the tyres to be on now.
B Mitzi there, delaying the move. He could have made the move down the FGE man. Oh, he almost gets rear-ended there by Exotic Plains. He wanted to make the move. Well, no, he could have made the move, sorry, but he decided not to. He let off before turn 1. So perhaps B Mitzi is trying to save up his ERS a little bit more, as a lot of these drivers have been absolutely flooding their ERS. Turbo Man, where is Turbo Man? He's let's see if we can see him parched on the side of the road.
He's retired on track, I believe.
Oh. Well,
so that is not great from Turbo Man there. So that is going to be, yeah, he has.
That's going to be a big penalty there for his team.
Yeah.
He's had a fantastic race as well. What a shame he had to do that. What a shame.
Yeah, so Vinny Jr. is now carrying the hopes of the team as we move back into this battle. The top 5. Exotic Plains really falling back now, but Delta is starting to pull away from Will Turner now. Is Will just trying to provide that gap for him? And he'll battle B Mitzi himself.
I would. So, I mean, Will Turner, he's going to be wanting to be with his teammate, but after all that kerfuffle that happened last lap, maybe setting back a little bit, and he's going to be struggling now as well. He's only on 30% ERS, whereas his teammate is right on the back of BRT Griffiths now, opts to stay behind the BRT Griffiths, doesn't make the move. So he's going to be doing his traditional stick behind, save the ERS, and maybe leave it to the last lap. Who knows? But they are 1.9 seconds now ahead of the likes of Will Turner and B Mitzi.
Yeah, and that gap is really starting to form once again between the top 5 and P6, but I think he is going to start catching Exotic Plains now, because he seems to be falling off a little bit, and Crispy does retire in the pits.
Oh.
So that is our 4th retirement of the race.
I don't understand. Again, he had such a fantastic race, and he's retired. Still points up for grabs. Top 14 get points, so I don't understand it myself, but hey-ho. Moving on.
Here we are. So what have we got now? We have got 8 laps left to go. Partik sets the fastest lap of the race, but I feel it's too little too late with him pitting. He is now 11 seconds behind ASR Matt, who is 17 seconds behind Brand. So I believe this probably is Partik's race done, unless there is a big mistake up front.
Potential safety car. We're still in that period where we could get one, but it won't be long until the safety car will be disabled as we come into the final stages of this race. But it's still GSR Delta, who sat right behind BRT Griffiths, not wanting to make that move. Let's see what he does here, though. As he's coming up the hill, he's going to try and go for it now. DRS is enabled. Will Turner gets a 3-second penalty. That could be crucial. He could drop down to P5 with that. That is not what Will Turner wants one bit. He's going to be absolutely kicking himself right now, the FGE driver.
He will be, and one thing I will say, it seems to be getting a little bit darker in the sky. Could we see a little bit of rain for the end of the race? I don't think it's dark enough for it.
You never know. You never know what happened here at Portimao. We had a lot of wet here yesterday. We had wet in qualifying. Who knows what Portugal will bring us? Be an interesting way to win the race.
It will be, yeah, but since you said who knows what Portugal will bring us, I wasn't going to say something, but that is very controversial. I will stay quiet.
No, that's it. As Jose Mourinho once said, if I speak, I'll be in big trouble.
We will be, yes, we will be, as we are in an ad break at the moment. So I'm still not going to say it as people subscribed. We will stay quiet on that one as we continue with the race.
Is Delta going to do it? No, he doesn't. He backs off, lets off the throttle, allows BRT Griffiths to continue to lead this race.
Yep, as we see Midzi really starting to catch up with Will Turner here, as he is starting to really fall behind his teammate here. That 3-second penalty on him, he's going to be very, very annoyed with that. But he's still got P5. As of now, he has still got P5 because Carlos is quite far behind exotic players, and he doesn't seem to be catching.
He's dropping back, if anything. In the last sort of few laps, he's probably dropped down 2 seconds. In the last maybe the undercut paid off initially, but it's not been able to push any further. He was down at sort of P11 at the stage, so the end well, but he can't quite get top 5 at this stage.
Yeah, it's going to get very, very interesting towards the end of this race here, as this top 5 will be battling out for the win once again. It is the exact same top 5 that we have had for the majority of this race, so it will be interesting to see who does come away with this win. But at the moment, Delta probably is the man that most people will be looking at for the win, as he is just buying his time, holding up his ERS, waiting for his opportunity to pounce on Griffiths and take that first place from him. He really doesn't look like he wants to make this move anytime soon. Is Delta just waiting for the last couple of laps where he's just going to blitz past him and fly away to the win?
Well, BRT Griffiths has got no warnings. GSR Delta's got 1 warning. Will Turner's obviously 3-second already. B Midsi, he is on no warning. So there's not actually too many warnings, to be fair. I'm quite impressed with a lot of these drivers. I'm not picking up anything yet.
I mean, we've got 7 penalties altogether, but how big are these penalties? I believe it's just 1 penalty each, isn't it? Yeah. Apart from Kieran. Kieran's got 8 seconds worth. We've got a couple of 5s for the couple of 5s for speeding in the pit lane, then the rest are 3s.
Well, 4 laps remaining of this Grand Prix is currently BRT Griffiths, who's led probably the majority of this race. Is he going to be able to take it to the end? But I think it is definitely going to be favoured for GSR Delta, who's buying this time very well, who's going to be probably saving it to the last lap. Let's see what he does here. He's probably going to back off, as is usual.
Yep, as we were saying about penalties, Brand picks up another 3-second penalty. So I believe that takes his to 6. No, it takes him to 8.
Ooh. Well, Will Turner's did a pretty good job here. He's sort of holding off B Mitzi for now. And if anything, he's sort of dropping back from the top 2 runners. So that's going to allow his teammate to make sure that he's a safety buffer from any driver potentially trying to make any progress. But it's not going to be easy now, especially with 2.4 seconds behind. If B Mitzi wants any chance, he's got to make it up. But very hard to catch the likes of Griffiths and Delta.
Yeah, it's going to be very hard now, but Delta and Griffiths, the 2 favourites for this win. Like we say, Delta is probably the favoured one at the moment, but Griffiths, is he going to be able to defend for his life in his last 3 laps that we are going to have after this one finishes? It's going to be interesting to see if Griffiths can hold up Delta, but I do think it's just inevitable that Delta will just fly past him, because Delta is far superior in that ERS as well. He's not using it at all. He's just using the DRS to try and catch. And like we say, he's not trying to make that move yet. We've just
There's
watched him
almost
down that
three
straight
right there, and there's nothing playing. He's going to try to make a move on Mitzi, but Mitzi saw it coming for. I'm not having that, and he made the move there on Will Turner's now going to play. Oh, there's three. There's all crash. There's a domino effect. There's obviously planes hit Will Turner, who then Will Turner hit bit Mitzi, and that's dropped Mitzi right back. And that is so unfortunate for B Mitzi. What a shame, as that was such a good battle. That domino effect sent him into the Shadow Realms.
Yeah, that is not
definitely
great
looking at that one.
That is not great there at all. And now the 5 in front becomes 4 exotic planes involved in another incident there. So I really don't know what to make of that, but
Exotic's got himself involved with 2 incidents now, so he'll definitely be under investigation by the stewards. We'd be interested to see what comes out of that, but it's such a shame after we've had such a clean race majority around, but just in the final stages here, people get maybe a little bit on edge, maybe a little bit desperate, trying to get past. As we saw, they almost went 3 wide down the straight, so it happens, but it's a shame to see.
Yeah, it is, and we are making our way into the final 2 laps now. Delta really catching Griffiths now. Is he going to wait for this final lap? He is. He's waiting for the final lap to make that move happen. He's on 86% ERS. It's the inevitable that he will just fly past, isn't it?
It certainly is. As Will Turner that goes deep, as a lot of exotic planes now try to make a nice move up the straight, and he's going to make it 100%. And he's got the ERS, DRS both enabled, but he's on a single % of ERS. Not really what he wants. But Will Turner can't do nothing about it though, as he's still got that 3-second penalty, of course.
He has, and we look at the likes of Griffiths leading the way at the moment. 38% ERS, and then you look at Delta behind him, 87%. It's going to happen, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. And if GSR Delta doesn't win this race, then I'm not going to say anything crazy, but he's going to win it. He's going to win it, obviously. Yeah. But yeah, BRT Griffiths has done a fantastic job. But I think his time has come to an end. He's had a fantastic race, like I said. But yeah, let's see what GSR Delta does, as he's got 2 DRS straights now to make the move. Did he make it on this one, or did he wait for the next one? Let's go on board him now, as he's coming at the final lap here, as Griffiths is right under pressure. There's a little bit defensive there, but it's not enough, and GSR Delta goes up the inside. But it's Griffiths going to be able to make the move back at DRS. It's very unlikely with the amount of battery he hits the back of GSR Delta. It is so close here. Is he going to get a nice move up here? A bit more traction maybe to Delta, but Delta's going to have the ERS wide open. It's not going to be enough. Delta just has to make it to the end now, but he's right on the back of GSR Delta. Delta has 2 more sectors to make his first race win here in AEC Tier 1. He's had a fantastic race, but is Griffiths going to be able to do anything about it? He'll be absolutely heartbroken right now after having a fantastic race himself. But it is looking like Delta's going to be able to do it. Coming into the final sector now.
Yep, Delta lead the way into this final sector now. That little bit of contact that he had with Griffiths there, I'm sure I saw a bit of his wing go flying off Griffiths. So he might be struggling around these corners here. But like we said, it was delaying the inevitable there. Delta makes his way towards the line now. He's done absolutely fantastic all race, saved up his ERS, waiting for that moment as he comes towards the line and wins the race for FGE.
Yeah, fantastic
race there.
Fantastic win by Delta, especially after getting disconnected earlier on the race. He had a mega race, bided his time well, absolutely got the strategy nailed. Fantastic race there by Delta.
It is, and Likes makes his way now. P7. Callum going to come home in PA, and now the penalties are going to come into play. Where are people going to drop to? Kieran comes to the line. 5 seconds for an unserved penalty, so he might drop very far in. Yep, as we see Vinny and Kieran both dropping quite far down. So, that is your race there. What a race we've had there.
We've had a fantastic race. Couple incidents.
Oh,
what was that?
Bronze DNF'd on the line. He was 14th, he's just lost the point.
I mean, I know what he was trying to do there. I know exactly what he was trying. He was trying to make a... Trying to go across the line in style.
Still got the point, but come on.
That's crazy. Why would you do that? Embarrassing. Oh dear. I know you're trying to go across the line in style, as a
He
lot of drivers
was.
do, but you did it
He
way too
was, yeah.
soon. Oh dear.
But yep, that is your race there for round 9 of Tier 1. Callum getting the in-game driver of the day, and you can see why he made up minimum 10 positions there, I believe. It was a
Sure.
brilliant race from Callum there.
Definitely,
But
but
what a win for Delta.
oh, definitely my driver of the day. He got everything spot on. He bided his time well, like I said just before. Had that disconnection, and now look at him. He's levitating like Jesus Christ on the podium. What a driver! Fantastic job by him.
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. So Delta leads the way for the win here at Portimao, followed by Griffiths, Exotic Boys, Will Turner, Carlos Midzi, Lightsey, Callum, Nice Tatty, Niall, Vinny Jr., Kieran, Nico, Party, Matt, Brant, Crispy, and they are all your finishers there. You have a few DNFs there. Oh, Crispy did DNF as well.
Well,
So
that is
Crispy,
made.
Bowman, Axel, and Scythe are your DNFs at the end there.
Well, that's made the championship a lot more interesting now, as TTM did lead by 20 points, but that could now change, and I would have thought that FG have now retaken the lead of the championship provisionally, I believe. So, I haven't done the maths. That's just a guesstimate, but I think it's probably about right. So yeah, the championship battle is well and truly on, and that move, well, that crash across the line actually probably helped Partick, because now he's in the points. He's also got that extra point, so maybe that's actually helped AMS on the grand scheme of things, which is baffling to me. But nonetheless, yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure to be commentating alongside you today, Lennon. It's great to be back in the comms booth, and yeah, thank you very much.
Yep, no worries. Thank you for everyone for joining us for this race, and we hope to see you in the next one.
Thank you very much, guys, and until next time.